We return to our top story now. Out of Monterey Park, California, at least 11 people died in a mass shooting during what should have been a joyous holiday weekend. CBS Evening News anchor and managing editor Norah O'Donnell spoke with California Governor Gavin Newsom about what he says needs to be done about gun violence.
It's a disgrace.
We found the governor here in Monterey Park, not far from the dance studio where at least 11 were killed.
Nothing about this is surprising. Everything about this is infuriating.
California has the strictest gun laws in the U.S.
I mean, the Second Amendment is becoming a suicide pact.
But there's many people in this country that support the Second Amendment and are lawful gun owners.
Yeah, I have great respect. I have no ideological opposition to someone reasonably and responsibly owning firearms and getting background checks and being trained.
Authorities say the shooter used a modified pistol with a high-capacity magazine. But how did he get a gun that's illegal in the state of California?
We'll figure it out. That's going to happen. There's never, you got to enforce laws. Things fall through the cracks, but it doesn't mean you give up.
The governor also emphasized the role of mental health in incidents like these.
I'm really proud of the work we've done in this space, but we've had decades of neglect in this space. But respectfully, I will submit that regardless of the challenges as it relates to behavioral health, there's not a country in the world that doesn't experience behavioral health issues.
While police are on alert in New York, San Francisco, and L.A., Newsom assured anyone celebrating they can do so without fear. Should people be worried about future celebrations?
No, I've been to dozens and dozens of New Year's celebrations, some of the most safe and vibrant events, festivities that I've had the privilege to participate in.
And Norah O'Donnell joins me now for more. Norah, before I get to the governor, I just want to ask you, you're there. Give us a sense of the scene there in front of the ballroom.
Well, you know, people have been coming by today to pay their respects. Today's the first day that they let people get close to what's essentially, that's the gate behind me that you would enter if you were going to go in and practice dance or meet up for a celebration. We're told the night of the massacre it was packed. There was a special event here, of course, and it was at 10:20 p.m. When that massacre took place. And so people are coming by to say hello. The number of flowers and candles has grown all day because it's been said, but this really is a tight-knit community. It's about 65% Asian American. We are just outside of L.A. Most people know one another. They visit. There's all little small shops all up and down the main road here. So many people shocked that something would happen in a community like this. And it appears they may have known the gunman. You talked about my conversation with Governor Gavin Newsom. When I met up with him on the main road, I just sort of grabbed him. He was walking out of a store, and I just started talking to him. And he had come from a restaurant where he said many of the people in the restaurant knew the gunman, just as an elderly guy who frequently ate there. So that's just how tight-knit this community is, and that was part of just the beginning of our conversation that you heard part of.
And in your conversation with him, you talked to him about guns and gun laws. And as you mentioned, the laws in California are the strictest, but the governor then acknowledged, well, you can't police everything. So what's he saying should be done in these kinds of instances?
Well, he wants federal action. You know, I mean, he supports essentially what President Biden has supported for many years, as you know, which is a ban on semi-automatic weapons. You know, Governor Newsom is in charge of one of the most progressive states in the country, and he was pretty clear about what the problem is. He also blamed far-right cable television, in his words, for riling people up, distorting and pushing misinformation. He said that we're in a cycle of rinse and repeat when it comes to these mass shootings in America, and he said, well, it'll just take days, essentially, for everybody to forget what happened here. He pointed out that the #1 killer of young children in America is guns, and sort of expressed outrage about when are people going to wake up about what's happening in America. I think his views are clear on this, but he was especially animated about it today, given that he has been speaking with a number of the victims. He also told us that he was in the intensive care unit last night, praying for someone who was gravely ill. We did learn today, John, as you know, that the death toll grew to 11 people. There are 9 still injured, and we still don't know many of the victims' names. They are still in the process of identifying them. But the one thing I'm struck by, John, is, you know, these were men and women who were 50 plus. You know, many of them spent their, as Adam Yamaguchi and I were talking about, these are people that spent their whole lives working really hard, and as they were getting a little older, they were able to enjoy themselves a little bit more, showing up 3-4 times a week here at this dance studio where they took dance lessons. It was their community. They met people. It was quite social, and so I think that is why this has stunned and shocked so many people. A place that brought them so much joy became a place of horror.
That's an excellent point, Norah. Norah O'Donnell for us on the ground in Monterey Park. Thank you, Norah.